Good evening, everyone. This is the final time I will be saying this, well, at least today. Welcome to qualifying for the 1983 Silverstone 1000. Excuse me. Uh, Welcome to qualifying for the 1983 Silverstone 1000 kilometer race. This is the final race of the 2021 CMH Gold Star, the final race of the 2021 CMH season. And also the final race in 2021 brought to you by SimRace247. Hi guys, I'm Pascal Mikla in the booth, joined by our director Eugene and Mr. Max Putravki.
Hello, hello.
Um, as you can tell, we are a little bit understaffed, so us drivers are doing double duty as commentators as well. And as you can see, Power Mesto in the only Lancia on the server is doing double duties as a spinning top as well. We do love a bit of multitasking, don't we? We have 1 hour of qualifying right ahead of us, and as you can probably see, and as you can also probably remember by the 3 times I called this the Silverstone 1000, we are at Silverstone again. Let's have a quick look at the map of the track we are racing on today. It's a bit different from the last time we were here. Last time we were here, we were doing Formula 5000 in the early 70s. So this track was still in its original configuration as an airfield. Now in 1983, they've made one change to this whole track, and that is adding that little chicane at the end of the track. You can thank Jody Scheckter for that. The track hasn't moved. It's still in Northamptonshire in England. It's now 4.7 kilometers long. That means just under 3 miles. 10 turns, up from the 7 it had before. And we have 60 minutes of qualifying ahead of us, as I already said. And I just noticed a little typo in the title card. It's not the Silverstone circuit. That's just my bad. Okay. Anyway. So that's that. We have, as I said, the final race of the 2021 CMH season, and that means that the Gold Star title will also be decided with the points standings, at least the top 10 on your screen just about right now. Don't think I need to tell you a whole lot. There's 25 points difference in the top 2, with 50 points up for the win, double points available for this race, as it is a endurance race. And yeah, so we got yours truly on the top with 205 points. Joe Gillett hot on the heels at 180 points. And that's basically the important bits about the whole championship. But just to keep going, Juan Guerrero has 86 points. He is teamed up with Joe Gillett in one of the 956 Porsches we will see today. Owen Potter has a very nice 69 points, and he will stay there as he is not participating in the event. Steve Velocity, that is my co-driver, hello there, with 58 points. Matt Zabagnoni partnering Daniel Prieto being on the server at the moment, who will do qualifying at 56 points. Then we've got Lorenzo Turi and Giovanni Centorami at 50 points each. Marcel Jehoda at 49 points, and Power Mesto at 45 points. It's quite funny, Marcel Jehoda is still in the top 10, even though he hasn't raced here since, he hasn't raced here in about half a year. And he's still in the top 10. So the 49 points he has racked up in his few races and the few Gold Star races he did attend, they're keeping him in the top 10, at least for now. Okay. Anyway, let's have a look at who's on track at the moment. There's about 5 minutes until qualifying. Having a quick look at the map, there is a Harrier RX83C going through Woodcut right now. That's Anderson Bernardino. Let's have a switch to him as we look through the lap. As you can hear, he's crossing the start-finish line now. And he keeps accelerating, so that means I can finally commentate a lap around Silverstone. First off, Cops. Fast right-hand corner. It's a bit faster in the 956, I can tell you that. The rotary engine screaming down the straight into maggots. Flat out in any car. even the Group B cars. Then Beckett's hard braking zone. You don't want to lose your car going into here. He did very well, going out of Beckett's into Chapel, onto the hangar straight. He takes curb, very nicely done. Down the hangar straight, his carrier goes to about 230 kilometers an hour. It's a small rotary engine. It does its best. Going down into Stowe, hard braking zone again. Fourth gear for him, through Stowe. Hold on for dear life, and he didn't hold on for dear life. Unfortunately, he lost it there. Well, and I think he's going back to the pits. At the very least, he's going to Brazil. There's Daniel Prieto now. He just went through Stowe. Very, very appropriate that we pick up on him right now. Club, he's in one of the 956s, as you could see, and as you can also see, he's going a tad faster than that Harrier. Through Abbey, flat out, uphill, through what is now what was bridge, braking hard for Woodcut, and as you can see, it's really just a small little makeshift chicane. Right, left, right, careful about the tires, careful about the oversteer, and that's a lap around Silverstone.
And if I may just come to word, that chicane is probably going to be one of the critical points in both qualifying and for race, because that chicane, its braking zone is extremely tricky, and even turning into that corner is very, very tricky to master and even to accomplish properly. I think we're going to see a lot of cars actually missing that chicane, having to go for the escape route.
Well, if we can, let's have a quick look at that chicane in particular, if we can. Oh, well, okay, we wanted to capture that little off by Daniel Prieto. Now let's have a look at that chicane in particular, Woodcut, because that one is, yeah, there you go. As you can see, it's basically just a little makeshift little island of concrete in the middle of that corner, just to slow the cars down. Because in 1973 at the British Grand Prix, Jody Scheckter went around Woodcut just a bit too fast, lost it, and that was basically a massive accident where fortunately only a few people were hurt. No one was killed, and as we see Andre Lagonstad in one of the BMWs taking a interesting line into the pits. You shouldn't do that during the race. That would be a bit too, a bit too much to ask for. But yeah, this chicane was basically just put in to slow the cars down. You have to brake hard, hard, hard. There's Joe Gillett. He takes the corner well. And yeah, the escape road is just a few. It's just a few fences you can just drive through them. So it doesn't penalize you if you do too much. If you miss the chicane, well, at least the game doesn't penalize you too much. The stewards they sure will. As there's Daniel Prieto taking a slower approach, still very rapid. And there you go. So 2 minutes until qualifying. I think Max can talk a bit more about what it feels like to drive a car that is not a Porsche 956 around this track, as he is in honestly one of the best cars, in best sounding cars in the whole field, next to cars like the 956, the BMW M1. So he's in he's in the Nimrod V12 power Aston Martin. He's currently in the pits, but while I hold the briefing, you can probably talk about
well, just a moment.
How this goes.
I'm driving the Nimrod NRAC2B. It hasn't got a V12, just saying it's got a 5-liter V8 in it from Aston Martin Tickford. Well, the problem with that engine, of course, is that it's naturally aspirated, not like the Porsches. It has, well, we just see Joe Gillett going into the wall there. That was a very strange accident from him. Well, it's naturally aspirated, meaning that there's no actual boost function for the engine. We haven't got the ability to turn it up or turn it down, which means that in qualifying trim, for example, the engine will be about 10 seconds down. The car only reaches about 290 km per hour on the straights at maximum. So it's a really big challenge. Oh, and we see Daniel Prieto getting shoved off by Anderson Bernardino. I think he didn't see him there. That was a very strange accident as well. The problem with the Nimrod is, of course, that you're way down on the straights and also way down in the corners, because it's got a flat bottom. It's a flat bottom floor, so you don't have the ground effect that the Porsches have. You have to go way slower through the corners, especially the fast corners. I think the Porsches can do like 180, 190. With the Nimrod, it's not much more than 150, or you're going into the wall. So in total, it's gonna be a big challenge for the car and for the drivers in that car, which would be me and my good friend Alfie Bevan. It's gonna be a big challenge for us to actually get through the race with some pace. Though, of course, since we are a naturally aspirated engine, it's a very reliable engine. So I think that some of the cars that are going to go out of the race will be a big benefit to us. Now, back to you. We are about to start qualifying, it seems.
Exactly. Thank you for that insight. Yes, we are actually about to start qualifying. The session has just switched over. And we got a little gimmick for you on screen, which should appear anytime soon. There it is. Our friend and director Paimon has actually gotten us a timer on the screen, so we can more accurately talk about how the whole thing goes. So Joe Gillett is already at the end of the pit lane, waiting for the green light to drop. It should come in about now. The session is underway. Of course, the timer is going to be delayed a second or two because it's manually operated by Paimon. But it's only 3 seconds late, so that's not too much of a worry. Joe's already out on track, doing a very quick outlap, followed by Andre Lagunsart and Daniel Prieto. Power Mesto in the Lancia LC2 is also out on track. We should probably have a look at that Lancia, because it's a very unusual car compared to what else we have on track.
Indeed,
So,
the Lancia LC2, it's also got a turbocharged engine, similar to the Ford, for that would be an inline 5, I believe.
no, it's a V8. It's
My
also a
bad.
V8.
It's
It's a
also a
Ferrari.
V8.
It's a Ferrari V8, turbocharged.
Yep. At least I was right in one regard. I just got the number of cylinders wrong. It's a very strange car in the sense that it was developed basically as a replacement for a car that shouldn't have been racing. The Lancia LC1 in 1982 was the last Group 6 car to actually run at Le Mans, which was developed for 1982 when Group C regulations were already in place. So it was a car that came a few years too late, and now we've got the replacement for that car, the Lancia LC2. Very similar on pace with the Porsches, but it's got a big problem with reliability. For example, and we see Palmesto stopping there on track.
Yeah, I just noticed he has the wrong car. He's in the Le Mans version of the car when he shouldn't be. It's
talking about Le Mans already, Valencia LC2 did not finish at Le Mans as far as I'm aware in 1983 due to reliability issues, even though they got pole and a 1-2-3. I can quickly look that up.
all right. Well, it is a bit. It is a good car. It's just not as reliable as the Porsches, I would say. And yeah, I just noticed because you can distinguish the Le Mans cars from the other ones by the scrutineering stickers on the roof. So I just looked at Power Mesto and I saw these scrutineering stickers. I was like, no, hold on. Why does that car that was raced in the World Endurance Championship in Silverstone have a Le Mans scrutineering sticker? That's got there's some cars that raced that have a Le Mans scrutineering sticker that still raced at Silverstone. Like I think the Mazda of Simon Core, who's got the Mazda 717C, but that's just because there's not a skin available anyway. But yeah, just told Pau to switch to the correct car, otherwise there would be a bit of an issue. Anyway, looks like Joe is currently leading qualifying with a 1:16.593, followed by Daniel Prieto. So we got a few Group C cars. We have 3 Group C junior cars and 3 Group B cars entered in the race. So that's in total 12 cars. I know Filippo Marazzi is not going to make it to qualifying today because he's not He's not at home, so that's already known for. And we haven't heard from the pairing of Agatino Bivona and Juho Sopanen in a few days, so it's quite fair to say that the second Lancia will not arrive either. Which, honestly, I am absolutely not surprised about the least bit, as Pietro has a little bit of a lock up there. Look at, he goes sideways a bit there, and I think that was a small improvement to a 116.8.
Going back to the Lancia, I was actually right. The Lancia LC2 did not finish. They had 3 Lancias entered at Le Mans in 1983. None of them finished. The first one had a gearbox failure with 27 laps in. Then the second one had a fuel pressure drop on lap 121, and the third on 135 had the turbocharger go.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Not at Le Mans.
Interestingly, 2 Lancia LC1s were also entered in the race.
And they
finished.
Yeah, I knew they finished. Yeah, the LC1. Well, the LC1 coupe is basically just a Group 6 convertible car with just a roof put on. It's an ugly car. If you ever look at it, I dare you to not need a bag. But yeah, I mean, it was a proven concept. I think at least since they raced it in Group 6 in 1982. But yeah, time for some qualifying. 54 minutes still to go.
Yep,
Looks like Daniel Prieto just took provisional pole position in Group C with a 116.1.
and regarding that, I'll be signing off for a few minutes now, since I will be making my qualifying laps. See you later.
Yep, same for me. So Paimon, it's Paimon's reign. He's doing whatever he wants. No one will be able to yell at him.
Right, and that is me back. I had a bit of an unfortunate end to my qualifying run. So right now on pole position we have Joe Gillette. 3 times behind we've got Pascal Mikula, both in the 956 Porsche. We've got Daniel Prieto, also in the 956 Porsche, and Paolo Mesto making it a Porsche 956 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is kind of expected, seeing as they are by far the fastest cars on track. Fifth is myself, Maximilian Petrovsky, in the Nimrod NAC2B. Sixth would be Andrei Languzat in the BMW M1, Team Castro. Then Aaron Curtis and the Racing Team Jürgensen, BMW M1. Both are in Group B, making Andrei Languzat the Group B pole sitter. And I was wrong for a moment, Parameter as for Lancia, not the Porsche 956, my bad. In 8th place, we've got Anderson Bernardino in the Harrier RX83C, making him the pole sitter for Group C2, or rather Group C Junior. And Simon Corey in the Mazda 717C has not set a lap time yet and is in P9 right now. So we are with Power Master right now, doing his lap. Maybe he will improve his time. Yes, he has improved by about 1 second and is staying in his position for now. He would have to make up about 5 seconds of a gap to get into P3. It's gonna be quite hard for his little Lancia, which, though it has ground effect, is still a bit down on both power and speed in the corners. So going on board with Power Master right now, we can see the front right tire doing a lot of work. He's going onto the backstraight now. If only we had a speed indicator, I could check for a moment. So,
well, fortunately, I'm back. He was just going about 295.
95.
295. Well, it looks like the Lancia is. I mean, I think it has a qualifying engine as well. I mean, the Porsche 956s, they all have a qualifying engine which produces about 700 horsepower easily. Which is still down on the 800 horsepower that the works engine produces in qualifying trim, by the way. So anyone who would have taken the 956 with the works engine would easily be a second or 2 seconds quicker, and our Master loses that lap. Well, not loses, but definitely messed that one up big time. It was an improvement.
He improves about half a second. We're getting about in just 5 seconds off, doing about a 120.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Yep, he is off the track and he has to keep it out of the wall. He kept it out of the wall and he's in the pits now.
Well, it looks like, yeah, I mean, the gap at the top is 3/10. I don't know how I'm gonna get that. That's fast. That's faster than Joe has ever gone. I'd never anticipate him going that fast.
We have Andre Lagunzat right now, the pole sitter for Group B. He's in the nice looking Castro liveried Porsche. What am I saying? BMW M1. My bad. Very confused for a moment there.
It's a beautifully sounding M1 as well. That
I have to agree with that.
That is a 3.5 liter BMW. I mean, it's the same car that we drove at Dijon, basically. That we all drove at Dijon. 3.5 liter M88 engine, naturally aspirated inline 6. It screams like a Banshee, and it goes like hell. Compared to the Group C cars, it's obviously slow as heck, but just listen to it as he downshifts. Hogging like his life depends on it. Out of woodcut onto the grass, and that was a 1 minute 30.5. So he is improved.
Yep, just about 4 seconds off my own lap time in the Nimrod, which really shows the base deficit that the Nimrod
didn't the Nimrod have a qualifying time of around 25 or 26? Or 27 even?
I'll check that.
Yeah, because that Nimrod, and are you sure it has a V8? I'm pretty sure that Aston Martin engine it has is a V12. But I may be wrong. You may want to check that as well.
It has a Aston Martin Tickford 5340 cubic centimeter alloy V8.
Okay. It's most peculiar because it has only one exhaust pipe. You have that single exhaust sticking out the middle. And imagine that's an 8 into 1 headers.
Yep.
Alright, Jesus Christ.
Let's
I mean,
see.
sure makes for some good sounds.
The qualifying time for the Nimrod in real life was a 1:22.7.
Oh, you got some improvement to do.
Well, I mean, everyone has some improvement to do, but I don't think anybody is going to beat the time of Stefan Belloff.
Oh, well, we got Joe Gillett on track right now, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Gillett has entered the building, and he is on a flyer. Let me
Upon a
have a
flying
quick
lap,
look.
about 300 kilometers per hour into that.
Oh,
last
no, he's not yet on a flyer, my bad. He's currently on his out lap. And now he's entering his flying lap.
Cross the line into Copse now.
8,500 RPM. Oh, nope.
And
And there he goes.
that is his qualifying lap spoiled, and I will be away again for a few minutes as I go into my second qualifying run.
Well, this
See
time
you
I
in a
will
bit.
spare the viewers by staying. So, having a look at the qualifying sectors at the moment, Joe Gillett, who is probably not very happy about having spun out there, is currently dominating sectors 1 and 3. In sector 1, 36.7, sector 3, 13.1. Only sector 2 is currently dominated by yours truly with 25.5. So the theoretical all-time best lap time would be a 1:15.3, which would be about the qualifying level of the runner-up of the actual race, which was in a Works 956, may I add. Because, I mean, we had pole position in 1983, it was a 1:13 and something or other. But the gap to second place was 2 seconds, because pole position was achieved by, only one of the greatest endurance racing drivers the world has ever seen, and that was Stefan Belloff. Anyway, Joe is now coming towards Woodcut Chicane, going through for another go. That lap time being disregarded, I mean, it was a 1:46.66, but he's going for another one. Very aggressive into turn 1, takes it a bit wide, takes a lot of curb, goes onto the grass marginally. Into Maggots at almost 180 miles an hour. Beckett's still very sideways, very aggressive. Takes a bit of sideways action out of the corner. Again, takes a lot of curb through Chapel onto the hang straight. That first sector is not quite an improvement. 0.5 of a second off. Wide through Stowe. Oh, he lost time there. Going into Club Corner. Very aggressive, but good line. Ooh, it's a bit side. Has a little twitch there. I don't think that's going to be an improvement. There's a BMW in the way. But he's past him. Okay, Sector 2, 3/10 down. And that BMW was Andre Lagunsat in the number, I think that was number 90. Hopping over the curb is Joe Gillett, and that is a 1:15.87, not an improvement. And actually, Andre Lagunsat is a number 89. Have a quick look at Max Putravki, who's just now exiting the pits. Actually, we may just have a quick listen to that car, although he might need to have a look first because there's Andre Lagunsat coming up hot on his heels. Hey, it's. I'm not one to judge, but I can't make my mind up between the Aston Martin V8 and the BMW straight 6 on which engine sounds better. I think they're both equally beautiful in their own bit. Now, Putravki going very fast, 170, 180 kilometers an hour out of Stowe's. Just held it there. And that's only his out lap, so he needs to make sure to get to the fast lap first, and then push for it. I think I just saw smoke in the background, although I may be. I'm getting old. 291 kilometers an hour top speed in the speed trap for Max Petravki and his Nimrod. Slow compared to the 956s, which are all going 300 kilometers an hour and then some. But don't underestimate the speed of that car. Still, 290 kilometers an hour is still mighty fast. Fourth gear, up into fifth gear. Meanwhile, Joe Gillette has not improved yet again. Petravki going through Beckett's into Chapel now. Oh, yeah, and he missed a gear there. That might have cost him a bit of time. Up into fifth gear. 280 kilometers an hour, 285. Not an improvement in the first sector. Barely missed that, just a tenth under his best time. But there's still 2/3 of a lap to go. Down to third gear for... Very tight exit there. And now just putting the foot on the floor for the next corner and the next two straights. The second sector is a big improvement, almost 4/10. Only needs to get through the final corner, locks up big time, goes sideways, gets it done, and that lap time is a 1:26.164. Lost a lot of time there, only improved by 2/100ths of a second. So basically the point on the track where he's losing all of his time is just the final corner. Now, again, lock up there. Conservative line through that corner up there. Down the Hangar Straight. Sector 1. Lost 2.5 there. So depending on how he does the rest of the lap, missed another gear. Nope, that lap is done. So he's best done waiting for the next opportunity. Meanwhile, I think we can have a quick look at... I just caught Power Mesto spinning. Oh! And there's Max spinning as well. He's turning around now. And there's Daniel Prieto on his lap. That's going to be interesting to watch. He is just now entering a fast lap, going into Maggots. Number 18 Porsche 956. All of the 956s entered are customer. No works entries for this race. Down the front straight goes... Oh! And that was a missed gear. You hear that because the engine just starts howling hard. First sector was an improvement by 0.5 of a second. So that was a green one. Still 2/10 behind Mr. Gillett, who's now in the pits, who's now exiting the pits actually, I think. Yep, he is exiting the pits again. Prieto going... That was a bit tight at Abbey. That was 4 wheels off the track if I'm not mistaken. Again, just under a 10th improvement, and Prieto jumps over the curb hard. Again, very, very interesting line. Still loses 0.4 of a second towards his own best time. So that was a bit of a loss. So we got just 35 minutes left in the session. And on track currently are Joe Gillett, Daniel Prieto, Max Petravki just went to the pits. Aaron Curtis and Anderson Bernardino are all on track. And I'm going to be joining them real quick, because I can see that Max is just in the pits, so he can take over. I'll be trying my best to get anywhere near to Joe's best time.
Yep, and that is me having returned. I just had a quick swig of water. As Pascal already said, I've got big problems into that chicane, but no worries now. We are currently with, I believe that is Daniel Prieto. Yep. He is currently on a fast lap as far as I'm aware. He has quite. I cannot see the lap data right now, the secondary data, but he's going through the final chicane now, and will it be an improvement? Yes, it is a 5-tenth improvement. It puts him in front of Pascal Mikula, just 2 tenths of Joe Gillette now. The top three are Daniel Prieto sideways there through cops. That puts him puts all three works customer Porsches within 3 tenths of each other. So Joe Gillette will have to watch out, because Daniel Prieto and Pascal Mikula might try and overtake him in the standings, in the qualifying standings right now. Though he is the fastest car down the straight, with Daniel Prieto being second fastest in the straight. We are with Joe Gillette now, or is that? Yep, we are with Joe Gillette behind Pascal Mikula. He might be trying to slipstream from him. I believe Joe Gillette is also on a fast lap. So, breaking into the chicane now. He's got a nice and tidy entry to the chicane over the curbs, jumping those curbs. Will he? Oh no! He has spun out. Spins out over the line. That will not be an improvement, and now we're onward with Pascal Miklo into curbs. Keeps it a nice and tidy entry. Nice exit as well. Gets onto the grass a little bit, but that's no bother. Into this fast sweeping left-hander. Keeps it relatively tight into the corner now. Breaks hard and misses the apex very slightly, but takes a nice exit. Onto the back straight now. Let's see, can Pascal Mikula improve? Looking at live racers right now, he has improved by a little bit on his first sector, by almost 4 tenths, by about 1 tenth, my bad. Let's see, what can he do now? So, breaking into the chicane now, going down from 300 kilometers down to just over 100, and he has aborted his lap. He's missed the chicane, and I think he's gonna try and get going again now for a second lap. This is going to be his 7th lap of the session overall. Let's see, can he do something? Going through the cops now. Very wide exit, but he keeps it together. And let's see. Locking up just a little bit. And he aborts his lap. He's gone off the track and... Yep, jumps around a little bit. Is he going to continue driving, or will he go back to pits? Let's see. So down the back straight way now. I don't quite know. Okay, so I've got the track map now, so I should be able to give you more precise corner names now. So through Gabay Curve, down the farm straight now, we go with Pascal Mikula. Going into the braking zone, down from about 300 kilometers an hour to just over 110 kilometers per hour. And going through the chicane nice and tidy. And what kind of lap time will it be? No improvement for Pascal Mikula. Let's see, down to cops, we're on board with him, and he misses the apex a little bit, slides wide on the exit, but he keeps it together. Into Maggots now. Maggots, again, relatively tight exit, but he needs to it, so he can get into Maggots much better. Locks up a little bit, loses the exit, loses the little bit. On the grass now, going into Chapel. On the hanger straight now. He reaches speeds there of about 300 kilometers per hour, not quite, 295 kilometers per hour into that corner, into the braking forward corner through Stowe. On the straight now we saw Power Master there for a moment, slowing down to let him by, into Club Corner. Nice and tidy line. bit wide on exit, but he'll just manage it. So let's see that big jump on the exit there. Some cars actually go airborne there for a moment. For example, Nimrod, it goes airborne. He locks up a little bit going into the chicane, but keeps it nice and tidy. And he's through. What kind of lap time will it be? No improvement from Pascal Nicola. Very wide. And oh, jeez, that's a massive accident from Pascal Nicola. He loses it on the exit of cops, and that is him pretty much out of his lap. Massive front-end damage. Let's see if he'll try and get it back to the pits or just escape to the pits right now. Please stop the car, and he is... Well, he keeps the car stopped, I'm not sure why. And he's back to the pits. We're with Power Master now, going through Ebay, I believe. Actually, my bad, it was through Chapel Curve. Going into Stone now, braking from about 300 kilometers per hour. I think he's running a bit more downforce than a Porsche, since he's a bit down on the straights compared to them. So now down into Club Corner. Runs very wide, almost loses it there. That's not the kind of corner you want to take if you want to improve on your lap. Let's see. Through Abbey this time. Going up on a little bit on that bump. And now on the run to the chicane, for one of the most critical parts of this track. A very nice and tidy entry, very nice. And oh, he slid for tire barrier on the exit and he's gone into the wall there. I don't think he's gonna have a nice time explaining that to his engineers. Baumeister has returned to the pits. That makes it only 3 cars currently out. That would be Daniel Prieto, Andre Languzat, and Anderson Bernardino. Yeah, with Daniel Prieto now. I believe that would be on the exit of... he's going into Club right now. Again, missing the apex a little bit. Relatively good exit. And... let's see, through Abbey. Again, the Porsche, not the Porsche seems to be one of the only cars that doesn't actually go airborne out over that bump, which might be actually be an advantage. Going through the chicane now, very tight, very nice entry and exit there. Let's see, will he improve? No, he will not improve his lap time. In the meantime, Pascal Mikola has gone back on track, which makes it 4 cars on track right now. Dan Preto, very nice line for cops, and we are on board with, not on board, we are with Pascal Mikola. Pascal Mikola and the Marlboro sponsored Porsche 956 going into... that would be Stowe, and going out of Stowe right now in a run to Club Corner. About 150 kilometers per hour you do into this corner. Again, the apex seems to be... oh, he went very wide from the exit. Let's see if that has... well, he's on his... he's currently on his warm-up lap, so we'll have to see how that maybe affects his tires. Maybe they've gone a bit dirty, but into the chicane now to start his first flying lap on the stuff straight. Into cops now, braking just at the 50 or 100 meter board, and he slides out a little bit wide, gets on the grass, but he keeps it together. Now into Maggots and Beckets. Beckets right here. Not looking up this time, having a very nice and tight entry and a nice exit. Let's see. Going through Chapel now, onto the hangar straight. The cars reach about 300 kilometers per hour there, but will he have the top speed advantage that is needed to get a good lap going into... a good question what that corner is, I've forgotten again, but he's going to go into Club Corner now, which every driver, every car seems to take a bit wide. And nice exit there, not as wide as on the one up lap. Into Abbey now, onto the hangar straight. He did go into the farm straight, my bad. He did go a little bit airborne there, so he might be running a bit less front downforce than the other cars. Into the chicane. And a very nice exit of the chicane. Let's see, will he improve his time? Yes, he has improved his time. Just 6/100ths of a second off of Joe Gillette now. His time being a 1 minute 15.823. So just over. Actually, that seems to be the old lap time. Just a moment. I believe my. Let's see. A 1 minute 15.603. Just over 600ths of a second. So then Joe Gillette, he's on for another lap now. Maybe he will improve his lap time. So let's see now. This is very good looking Porsche 956, taking a bit of a wide line there. And he seems to have aborted his lap. He's weaving on the straight, going into club corner. It's going quite slowly. Let's hope he doesn't. Well, the next person behind him would be Daniel Prieto. Let's hope he doesn't impact his lap. Daniel Prieto seems to be on a flying lap. Going into club corner now. Into the shots, the club and Abbey. And let's see how he will do. So taking a very, very tight line into Abbey. Having a nice exit onto the farm straight now into the chicane from about 302 kilometers per hour. A very nice entry to the chicane, very tight, very nice keeping it together. Very tight last apex there, and he will not improve his lap though. Let's see, for another lap, going into Cops. Very nice and tight entry, keeping it nice and tidy on the exit as well. That Porsche, of course, being a little bit understeery, like most Porsche Group C cars of the time. Going into Maggots and Beckett's now, into Beckett's. Locking up a little bit, but that won't inhibit him, as he takes a very nice apex. Misses the exit a little bit, but he is fine. Going into Chapel Curve. Onto the hanger straight now. Pascal Mikula in front of him. Through Stowe, a very wide exit, and oh, he's going to. He keeps it together, almost runs into Pascal Mikula, and he's now a bit behind Pascal Mikula. I think he's aborted that lap. I would do too if I was him. And I think Pascal Mikula now is going to speed away and go for his flying lap after Daniel Prieto has aborted his. I think there may have been a tactic attempt for Pascal Mikula. Maybe he might have attempted to slipstream and Daniel Prieto is going into the pits. A very strange pit lane here at Silverstone, where you basically almost go into the track. And Pascal Mikula now is starting his flying lap as Daniel Prieto is into the pits and stops his car. So, on the exit of Cops, he takes a bit of a wide exit, but all fine for him. Into Maggots, very nice line. Into Beckett's, braking hard at about 1 beta board. No lockup this time. Nice apex, nice exit. A bit on the grass, and oh, whoa, he almost spun out and he's aborted his lap.
First of all, I'm back. Hello. Then that car is it's tricky to drive. Once you're getting close to the limit, once you're tickling the limit, the car just kind of goes no. It just says no, and then you're done basically. But yeah, the gap at the top is very, very close, as you've already said, Max. Only 6/100ths of a second, and only 2/10ths between the three Porsches. The next best car is yourself, 10 seconds down. Although I think Power Mesto is somewhere around there as well, but he has left the server, so I can't tell you his lap time. So, I doubt that I'll be able to get close to Joe. Maybe Daniel can, but I think for now Joe has it in his hands. Simply because I personally don't feel like I can push that car any further, because it'll just refuse to do what I tell it to do, and it'll show me the fast way to the wall.
on the laps, because I see that you had quite a lot of issues on the exit of Beckett's, and regarding that, I would be going for another lap, my last attempt of this session, since I will have to go right after that. So, sorry, I was interrupted for a moment there.
Okay.
My last lap of the session, and I'll be signing off now, since I will not return after my lap. So, back to you, Pascal Mikola, and have a good day, everybody watching. Goodbye.
Alright, good luck for your lap, and... Okay, let's have a look-see at Max Petrovsky, who... Oh, looks like Joe Gillett has left as well. Well, he should come back, otherwise we'll have some trouble with the game. Anyway. Now, okay, Bernardino's currently on track, Petrovsky is now on track with that Aston Martin. So let's see how this goes. He's currently on his out lap, again, with that 5 and something liter V8. Doing slowly. Of course, you don't want to over stress your tires. Now let's see. Going through club. His current best time is a 1:26.1. And I will be checking his pace. I think there's... Oh yeah, Joe Gillett is back on track. His engine is running, so he's fine. Where's Petrovsky? There he is! Starting his hot lap. Going down the front straight. He wants to take... Oh, big lockup into turn 1. Although... Doesn't look like him cost him much. Doesn't look like him cost him much. There you go. Ah, he missed the gear again. But... Oy. Okay, going down to gears. Third gear. Locks up. Misses the apex a bit. Down to second gear. Keeps the car going straight. But he really has an issue with that clutch. Looks like that clutch really doesn't like him. Up into fifth gear. See his sector 1 time. His current best is 40.8. Missed it by 3/10. Might be just the first push lap. Behind him, there's Power Mesto. Going through club. Very slight. Ooh! He caught that slide like a champ. I couldn't do that with the Porsche if I tried. But he has to be careful with that. Oi! On the grass. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, and he blows over. He's over. Up and end over end. Engine smoking, engine broken, tires gone, tires flying, and into the wall. Oh. Let's have a replay of that, because let's have a quick look about he's going through Abbey and just goes on the grass, goes airborne, flips, and the car just blows over. Unbelievable. Holy smokes, you never see that usually. That was scary as all hell. And Power Mesto, let's have a look at that from Power Mesto's point of view. He was right there. He had a first row seat of that. Going back a bit, on board with Pau. He goes on the grass himself a bit, and he just watches that Nimrod fly and go end over end. Unbelievable. With 15 minutes to... Well, if Max Petrovsky doesn't have to go to the hospital for that, he's definitely shaken. He's currently in the pits. The car's in the pits now. That was scary as all hell. Oh my goodness. You don't want to see that for sure. Holy Christ! Now, back to our regular scheduled program. 2 tests separating the 3 Porsche 956s, with the next best car being the Lancia LC2, driven by Paramesto here, going down the front straight. He is on a hot lap, but he's about 3 seconds down on his best split, and that was Daniel Prieto having a little spinner moment. I think Pau just had to calm down for a second. He just had to gather his thoughts, because he just saw a car fly. I'm pretty sure that's a bit scarring, but yeah. Anyway, quick look-see here. Pau is going through turn... That was turn 3, that was Beckett's, and now through Chapel onto the hangar straight. Daniel Prieto is now leaving the pits, I just saw, and Anderson Bernardino is crossing the start-finish line. Pau is having a huge improvement, 0.8 of a second. He's up on his best sector so far, massively green, not yet purple. He's about 1.2 seconds off of Joe Gillett, but massively green sector for him. Going onto the farm, going through Abbey onto the farm straight. Sector 2 tells us a second up on his best time. Down into Woodcut. Third gear. Takes a bollard with him. Goes on the grass a bit, but it is a 1:19.314. He is up there, 3.7 seconds down on Gillett. But he's continuing. Gillett on track. And Prieto is on track. I'm watching Gillett right now. He is on his outlap. He is, well, let's call it pushing hard. There was Mesto going wide a bit. And yeah, Gillett is now, look at him, he's looking for an improvement, that's for sure. .301 kilometers an hour. Look at that car go. Oh, he gets airborne over that curb. Needs to make sure that there's no damage to the floor or something. 4th gear for him now. Down to 3rd for Cops. Nice and tidy. Wide exit, but well, he just shrugs it off. Oh, he's got Anderson Bernardino in front of him, that Harrier, but he makes way and Joe goes through. Perfect. Down the hangar straight, my bad. 36.74 is his best time. Missed it by half a tenth. In fact, Daniel Prieto actually, a few laps ago, he got a purple first sector with a 36.687. So, yeah, Prieto is just as much as a contender for pole as anyone in the top 3, even though he is the furthest off of pole. Gillett now going through sector 2. Still half a tenth down on his, half a tenth up on his time. Well, half a tenth slower, that is. Down to 2nd gear. Oh, he cuts across there a little bit. Cuts again. Ah, that's a bit, well, he cut that final corner bit, so we have to look at that. Although, well, I'm not complaining. 10 minutes to go, and I think I will take the liberty to go on a lap myself. So Pyman, again, has free reign to do whatever he wants, as long as he doesn't do stupid. Have fun. And that's qualifying over. Meanwhile, it looks like on provisional pole is Daniel Prieto with a 1:15.4. Although, I don't want to spoil anything, but I've seen some of his laps and they weren't really clean. But I need to talk objectively. Qualifying is over. It looks like Paramesta will be P4. Where else? Max Budravki is P5. And that's the Group C field done, at least. Simon Kore takes pole in the Group C junior class in front of Anderson Bernardino, which wasn't too difficult, Bernardino being 5 seconds off. Anyway, yeah, the entirety of the top 3 in Group C being separated by a tenth of a second. I didn't expect that going into the session. And I'm looking, I'm looking at Prieto's best lap, and yeah, I'm looking at that, it's about 5 minutes back. That was a big track cut. I'm sorry, but that time is disallowed. I'm just looking at it, but we'll have a look at that after qualifying, so that's that anyway. Every lap will be looked at, obviously. But for now, the qualifying order as it stands is as you can see on your screen. It'll change afterwards, since what I already said. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This has been qualified. Forward to the race. Hopefully being commentated by someone else other than me, because I'll be busy driving. Anyway, this stream has been brought to you by CMH together with Sim for 7. Thank you very much again for watching. That was quite an intense hour. And now we wait. Good night.